2. Test, test, test. Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? We're back. I mean, we're back here in Florida, and a little bit of a cold here hit me, and I think it's because of that cold Pacific Northwest out there in Washington State. Glad to be back home where it's going to be 77 degrees today, so that will help. Anyway, let me put a shout out right now if I could, because this is very important information we have for www.pastorpaulgold.com. That's www.pastorpaulgold.com. Call them on the phone at 877-646-5347. If you're over 40 and you're planning to retire someday, the window to protect what you've built may be smaller than you realize. Here's the question most people are asking. Is your portfolio built for what's coming next? Many investors in their 40s and 50s discover they have little to no exposure to gold or silver. Okay? They just haven't ever explored precious metals. They just haven't done it. Well, here's the deal. That means their savings are largely tied up in the stock market or in policies and paper assets with very little protection if conditions change. As retirement moves from someday to the horizon, protecting what you've already built becomes just as important as growing it. That's where Noble Gold Investment comes in, helping investors reduce their risk by adding physical gold to their portfolio. Gold, a biblical currency. Right now, it may be a smart time to start with Noble Gold Investment. No pressure, no sales gimmicks, just clear answers, strategy built around your goals. You might want to roll over that 401k into a gold or silver IRA or maybe some of your savings. And for a bonus, they're giving away 3 ounces. This 3-ounce coin of Thomas Jefferson. No. Is it Thomas Jefferson? I believe it is. I think that's Thomas Jefferson. I'm sorry, I can't read it. It's 3 ounces, though. It's not 1 ounce. A 3-ounce coin. I don't have my sample yet. It hasn't come in yet. But that's what it looks like, and it will be yours for free. So find out how you can get that at www.pastorpaulgold.com. Sorry for the cold, and I'm a little out of sorts here. But I'll tell you who's really out of sorts. That's got to be the Russians, the Chinese, and the Iranians this morning, okay? There's no doubt about it. I think they're the ones who are out of sorts, to say the least, okay? Yeah, don't forget about the Caribbean cruise coming up. Oh, don't forget, go today. Sign up today and go with us with Kevin Wilson, Paul Begley, and Heidi Begley. Go with us to the Caribbean cruise. Here's what's going on. The United States just seized a Russian-flagged oil tanker linked to Venezuela after weeks-long pursuit. The Bella One, which changes its name constantly to now the Marina, was seized in the North Atlantic today, and the United States has announced the seizure of another sanctioned tanker as well. Matter of fact, I got the information here. Let me just take a peek at this. They got the Russian tanker, which was in the North Atlantic between Scotland and Iceland, on its way to Russia, okay? The ship was tracked for weeks by the United States. U.S. blockade in December that they have going on around Venezuela. Then the Sophie, also a sanctioned dark fleet tanker, was intercepted in international waters in the Caribbean Sea by U.S. Southern Command, described it as stateless vessel involved in illicit activities. Now, these 2 ships that have been seized today, the Sophia and the Marina, which was the Bella One, are Russian controlled fleets. The Kremlin, who's a strong supporter of President Nicolas Maduro, accused the United States of violating maritime law by seizing the marina up between Scotland and Iceland. But the reason they did was not because of oil. It's an oil tanker, yes, but it's because of what it was carrying. Now, I got some information from one of our insiders, and I can share with you over at Patreon what it was carrying, but I can't say right here. The ship's efforts to evade authorities were followed in real time by a fleet of observers and analysts who also tracked as the U.S. moved military assets to the United Kingdom in recent days. The saga emerged as a new flashpoint between Washington and Moscow that threatened to undermine the Trump administration. The blockade of the Latin American countries of Venezuela in wake of its stunning attack and capture of President Nicolas Maduro. The United States European Command confirmed the seizure of the tanker for violating U.S. sanctions. The vessel was seized in the North Atlantic pursuant to a warrant issued by U.S. federal court after being tracked by the USCGC Monroe. Now, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth shared this post, said the blockade of that sanctioned and illicit Venezuelan oil remains in full effect anywhere in the world. The U.S. Southern Command, which oversees military activities in Latin America and the Caribbean, announced on X that the United States had also apprehended the Sophia, which didn't have a flag, but we know it was a Russian fleet. It was sanctioned as a dark fleet motor tanker that it said was operating in international waters and conducting illicit activities in the Caribbean Sea. Emmanuel Bastrino, an oil market analyst for Kepler, said that the satellite imagery and port reports indicate that Sophia was laden with around 2 million barrels of crude oil loaded from the Jose oil terminal in Venezuela. So the Sophia that was in the Caribbean was loaded with 2 million barrels of oil. But the Marina, which was the Bella One, the Russian tanker seized between Iceland and Scotland, even though it was, and it's right there behind me, even though that's an oil tanker, that's not what was on the ship. And I'll tell you more about that over at Patreon. So Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem called the operations two safe, effective boardings within hours of each other. Noem said that the Bella One had been trying to evade the Coast Guard for weeks, even changing its flag, painting a new name on the hull while being pursued in a desperate and failed attempt to escape justice. The heroic crew of the USCGC Monroe, she added, pursued this vessel across the high seas through treacherous storms, and we caught it. I will tell you more about that when we get done with this video. I'm going to go straight to Patreon, and I'm going to upload a video with more insight info on that. Guys, things are really, really heating up, okay? Things are really heating up. And I'm telling you right now, okay, the world is on edge. But what was this tanker behind me doing? As it had been in Iran, had been in Venezuela, and was on its way back to Russia, and it didn't have oil. What was that about? I'll tell you more about that at Patreon. I'll be right back, guys, right after this. Saturday was silent, and surely it was through. Since when has impossible ever stopped you? And Friday's disappointment is Sunday's empty tomb. Since when has impossible ever stopped you? This is the sound of a dry bones rattling. This is the praise make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Pentecostal fire, stirring something new. You're not gonna run out of miracles anytime soon. Your resurrection power, it runs in my veins too. I believe there's another miracle here in this room. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. This is the praise make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. My God is able to save and deliver and heal and restore anything that He wants to. Just ask the man who was thrown on the bones of Elisha if there's anything that He can do. Just ask the stone that was rolled at the tomb in the garden what happens when God says to move. I feel Him moving it now. I feel Him doing it now. I feel Him doing it now. Do it now. Do it now. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Yeah, this is the praise make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling.
Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Prophesy and say to them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up from your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. Then you shall know that I am the Lord, and I will put my spirit in you, and I will place you in your own land, and you shall live. I will place you in your own land. You shall live, live, live.
Hazel, you're right. There is another blood moon coming. It's March 2nd and 3rd, right there at the midnight hour. It's March 2nd and the 3rd, and it is a blood moon. It'll be completely across all of the Americas, and it will be visible also in Asia. This moon will be deep red. It will turn blood red and will last for nearly an hour. And it's completely over the Americas, North America, Central America, South America. Look at what's going on. So it's just a very interesting prophetic sign. Speaking of trips, guys, if you want to go with us to Egypt and travel along the Nile River in this incredible cruise, first come with, well, you can do two ways. You can just do the Egypt trip if you want, just Egypt if you want, or you can come with us and go to Israel with us and then go to Egypt. The Israel tour is November 1st through the 10th, and the Egypt tour is November 10th through return on the 19th, okay? So if you go with us to Israel, we'll just when the Israel tour ends, the people who are going home will go home. And those of you who are staying with me, we will go on into Egypt for another 10 days. Now, while that's going on, you can also go on the Mediterranean cruise with me and Heidi. Israel Hall will be with us on that one. And that one starts in mid-October. You need to put your down payment down if you're going on that. And there are people who have already said, Paul, and they've already signed up. People are going on this cruise with us through the Mediterranean to the entire journey of Apostle Paul and all of Greece, and even one stop in Turkey. And then they're staying with us, and we'll go to the land of Israel, where also Larry Ragland and his wife. Now don't do that to me, Sandy. Larry Ragland and Sandy will be coming along with us, and it's going to be a great tour. And then if you want to, some people are even staying with us and going through the Egypt tour, okay? So you don't have to do all those three. You don't have to do all four, although there is a couple people who are saying they're doing all four, okay? Caribbean, and then the Mediterranean, and then the Israel tour, and then the tour of Egypt. So it's going to be incredible. But you can pick any of the four, okay? And just pick up the phone and call our main line right now, okay? Call the main line for all the trips. Thank you. Thank you so much, their scripture reference. And say, okay, I need to find out how I can do this. Or you can just, and that's a way to do it. And or you can click right on this. Well, you want to go to Israel, click on, go to right there, www.relative, I'm sorry. I'm tired. It was a long trip from Seattle. Got a cold. So I'm struggling a little bit with my talking. But you can go with us on that tour. Matter of fact, it's in, if you look down below this video, in the description, click on, read all the description, you'll see there is all the links, and you can get registered for any of the four tours, or all four tours, or just 2 out of 3 or 4. So find out how you can do it, and be blessed of the Lord. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go because I'm just, there's more stuff happening, and I got to go do this Patreon video to tell you exactly what was in this tanker. It wasn't oil. What was it? I'll tell you at Patreon. You can go to my Patreon channel. Again, just go to Patreon, Paul Begley. If you're already a member, get over there and watch it. It hasn't posted yet. I'm getting ready to film it right now and then post it. So it should be up in a half hour. Go watch it at Patreon. And if you aren't a member of Patreon, sign up. Real easy. Okay, just sign up. Make your pledge. I would go ahead and just pledge for the year, get it done. And you give what you want. The average person gives around $5 pledge a month. Some pledge more, some pledge less, but everybody needs to be on board at Patreon. All right, guys, I'll be back. I'm headed to Patreon, and you'll see that video in a few minutes. Watch the one, though, I did yesterday because it's critical as well. All of them are exclusive at Patreon. God bless, guys. I'll be back here on YouTube as well.